everybody, Erico here. Another deep sigh. I have to sigh. I have a lot of thoughts on this topic, and it has to do with people not having different perspectives and thinking that their one perspective is right, and then if people don't agree, it's just like all hell breaks loose, or like the world ends, or like everyone has to have the same type of beliefs that you do, and if they don't, oh, it hurts you, or you feel like you're gonna force them to have those type of beliefs. So this all starts in the K-pop world once again, and we have, of course, BTS, who is very, very tremendously popular. So they have a huge fan base. This fan base is, of course, you all probably know armies, and armies scare me. I am very distraught when I think of some of the things that the armies have done and some of the things that just make them look absolutely loony. And nothing against the, how many percent do I even want to say? I don't know. They so crazy. 50% of you all that are not like that, because it's to the point where BTS themselves don't really like you all, or don't like the ones that do too much. So this has to do with political beliefs and this war that is going on. I don't want to go into too much details, but this has caused so many protests, so many people in daily life to break their relationships and their friendships, and it all has to do with what is going on internationally, and all of the news coverage, and all of the people who are not in it but have strong political views in their daily lives. And so this also has gone over into brands like McDonald's, brands like Starbucks, and also entertainers who choose or not choose to support said brands. This all started with Jungkook of BTS and a simple picture of him in the gym with a gym trainer. I'm the type of person, I would not even have noticed the cup, because why? I don't take a magnifying glass and look and be like, it's Starbucks. I don't do that. You know, it's like I don't have time in my daily life to do that, but apparently people do. And so they noticed he was holding a Starbucks cup in this picture with this gym trainer, and he is seemingly going on about his life. This is posted on his Instagram. This caused people to blow their wigs, their mullets, blow the glasses off their face, start having compulsions, start screaming and hollering, going and destroying and breaking their keyboards, trying to type how they were against this, and just the dismay and saying like, how dare you support Starbucks with all that is going on with this war, and you all need to educate yourself on what is going on in the world. How dare you? And we love you. And then, there's some comments like, well, I guess it's a choice, but we still love you. There's some fans that are so delusional and so wrapped up in the delusion, they could run over somebody with a car and they would still love BTS. Like, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. And I'm like, more power to you. I go on about my life. So this caused a whole big debate where so many people got together and they have been attacking Jungkook endlessly, almost to a degree where a certain sector of the armies had to come out and be like, okay, you all doing too much, leave them alone, let this go. People were like, no, no, we will not let it go. We're protesting. We do not support Starbucks. Starbucks is the one that originally said they supported said side in this war, and so you all do not need to be supporting them. You all do not need to be giving them money. Do not support them. You could see like the vein coming out the forehead, and they're like, "Arr!" because they see that such a prominent figure that's popular in pop culture just happened to have a Starbucks cup. And said Instagram post, and this is still going on. And it's like a back and forth where people on one side, people on the other side. I am the type of person that I will allow you to have whatever beliefs you want to. I'll allow you to feel however you want to. Anyone, even certain viewpoints that I don't agree with, you're allowed to feel how you want to feel. I'm allowed to not agree as well. I'm allowed to say I do not agree with what you're saying. However, when you start trying to force someone to feel the way that you feel, that's when I have a problem, no matter if you feel like it's right or wrong. I do think in this situation that there's a lot of nuances to this situation, and one has to be with Starbucks and the overall actual evidence that they had a stance in this so-called war that's going on overseas. There's never been any real concrete evidence. There was, a union that posted that they felt a certain way to a certain side, and Starbucks sued that union.
Starbucks is suing the union that represents many of its employees over its social media posts about the Israel-Hamas war. The company says Workers United's pro-Palestinian post angered hundreds of customers and hurt its reputation. The lawsuit claims the union is infringing on the company's trademark by using the name Starbucks Workers United and a circular green logo. Workers United has responded with its own filing, arguing Starbucks defamed the union by suggesting it supports terrorism.
This workers union. Then it was said that they were on a list, and people were like, okay, you got to start boycotting them. All the people on social media is like, you cannot support them. Your money is going toward genocide. Do not support them. There is a difference in the conglomerate of Starbucks. So a lot of people think that Starbucks is just run by one person. No, there are sub-branches of Starbucks. This is actually true. I know there's some people online that might not believe this, and they probably think, no, this isn't true. Like, they're just saying this is a cop-out. No. So Korean Starbucks is not the same as Starbucks outside of Korea. Korean Starbucks is a very different conglomerate. They go by their own ideas. They go by whatever they want to do. Another thing is BTS has been doing collaborations with Starbucks for years.
Popularity of global superstar BTS reaches to the top, their positive influence is also expanding. From January 21st to February 6th, BTS will collaborate with Starbucks Korea to launch Be the Brightest Stars campaign to support youth in South Korea. The collaboration with the first celebrity group, BTS, is the first step in Starbucks Korea's year-long campaign to create opportunity for young people in the country throughout this year. A portion of proceeds from the campaign will be donated to career and educational development programs for disadvantaged young people through the Beautiful Foundation's Opportunity Youth Independence Project. The Beautiful Foundation is South Korea's non-profit organization founded in 2000 on the principle of sharing. As part of the campaign, Starbucks Korea is to newly offer limited edition beverages, foods, and merchandises exclusively in the country in the theme of purple.
So it started some years ago. They had the whole collaboration that was supposed to support troubled youth. And then it went on from there. There have been other K-pop acts that have been having collaboration with Starbucks for years. There's also the drinks that were actually international that many people have tried that were inspired by the members, Jung as well. This is not anything that is new. This has been going on for years, and they're not going to stop. There was this incident with NCT 127, and they were doing a collaboration more recently. And so they were saying that NCT was saying to people, boycott Starbucks, which is really weird because it's like, it's like you all have a whole collaboration. I mean, literally, like, a whole collaboration that SM has done in South Korea that people are literally buying. So it's like, make it make sense, because it really does not make sense. However, people were also saying that there were stories that they were like, telling fans boycott, do what you feel like you want to do, which I respect. But at the same time, let's be real here. Let's the mind games. It's the mind games for me. So they're basically saying, boycott non-Korean Starbucks. You do that because that's not affecting our money. But meanwhile, all the Korean people in South Korea are still buying that collaboration. They still buying the water bottles and whatever else has their name stamped on it. Those people are buying that. To me, the collaboration looks kind of plain, but people are going to buy it. Why? Because South Korean Starbucks is not the same as Starbucks outside of Korea. They're not losing any money. Jungkook, while you all are screaming and hollering, rolling around in the floor, um, throwing up your guts and everything else, convulsing, having seizures, Jungkook is not losing any sleep and he's still making money. Why? Because this collaboration is in South Korea. He will not lose any money at all. You all are typing, you all are supposedly dragging him. This man is probably sitting somewhere thinking about what new tattoo he want to get on his back. I also have another thing to say about this, and I know some people might disagree. In my stance, and I really don't like talking about this too much because I know people are crazy and deranged, but I feel like that war is war, and on both sides, there are innocent people that are being killed. And that's how I've always felt about it, that there are innocent people on both sides that are being swept up in this, and I am for life. And I know some people feel like, whoa, you should be for humanity on one side. No, there are innocent people on both sides that are being swept into this. And then another thing too, let's really talk about it. There are so many people that are online that are talking about how they feel about this, and I think it's important for all of us to realize and to note that real life reality and online are two different things, and they don't really merge into each other. A lot of people think that they do, especially if you stay inside and you're always online, you're always on YouTube, and you don't really go outside or really converse with people on the outside. But it's not always the same thing. There are people that will feel a certain type of way and they're raging and screaming online, and then they get out in real life and they're not like that at all. And so this happens a lot of times with things like this. There's nothing wrong with protesting. I do think that when you protest, though, that it should be calmly and you should use your common sense and your discernment, because there's some people that protest and they go crazy, and it makes the overall message of what you're trying to say become lost and diluted. And that's not a good thing. In this situation, I never think it's good to force someone to feel the way that you want to feel. One example would be when we had the whole K-pop thing and the Black Lives Matter movement, and there were so many black people that were trying to force Korean artists to post about Black Lives Matter. And it left such a bad taste in my mouth because I'm like, I want this to be genuine. I do not want them posting because you all are in the comments saying, well, you all have to post it because you all are inspired by black pop culture, black cultural movements and the music and everything else. It's like, let them post it because they want to. It should be something where they're doing it because in their heart they feel like this is a cause that they want to support. And if they don't want to support it, okay, I know this now, and I know not to support you because you sincerely don't care about my black self. So I keep moving on. But there's always going to be people that are going to feel whatever way they want to feel, and they might not always be so open to sharing how they feel. We can talk about Kiss of Life. I was just talking about them not too long ago. I felt how I felt. I still feel that way. There are many people that do not, because clearly there are people that do not, because there must be like over 11 million people that do not feel that way because Kiss of Life's new videos are still doing well. So it shows that, obviously the apologies that they did were accepted by certain people, probably people that were not black, and people moved on. It's nothing you can do about it. I can only feel how I feel personally. And that's how it should always be, that people will feel how they feel personally. I don't have a right to push how I feel on other people. I can express how I feel, but I cannot go and be like, no, you have to feel this way. Like, people are trying to say, well, because I feel so strongly about this, you also have to feel strongly about it. And people do not. People have their own minds, and people are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to support what they want to. That's why we have a good group of people now saying, leave Jungkook alone. Because it's like, you all are looking a little crazy and deranged now. Because obviously this man is looking at it through the lens and being under the gaze of being in a homogeneous society where Korean Starbucks is Korean Starbucks. And that's not going to change really for him at all. But people see Starbucks and they think Starbucks is Starbucks, no matter where in the world that it may be located. But that's not true. And there are a lot of people that are trying to diminish this as well.
뒤집어지는 가격을 가진 오늘자 스벅 신상 2가지. 여름맞이 아주 귀여운 디저트들이 나왔는데 샤인머스켓 생크림 케이크와 멜론 모양의 멜론 쿠엔 디저트. 솔직히 생긴 건 파르타니 귀엽고요. 가격에 비해 굉장히 미니미했던 멜론 쿠엔. 겉에는 설탕 코팅이라 사각거리면서 엄청 달고요. 한 겹씩 구운 바운쿠엔 안에는 빵과 멜론 크림이 적게 들었어요. 연한 메로나 빵이라고 생각하면 되고.
Especially when it's facts. The culture is different. And there aren't a lot of Korean people talking about this either. And it's because to them it's like, this is South Korean Starbucks. This is not American Starbucks. This is not Starbucks anywhere in any other place in the world. This is for us. So like many Korean people are not talking about this issue at all because they don't care. And that's really what they really don't care. Like they're like, okay, we understand what's going on in the world, but they're like, as far as this is concerned and you all attacking this man, we don't care. Like, you know, let him drink Starbucks. And let's be honest, you all might bully him into not showing him drinking Starbucks on social media or out in public, but you better believe that he's probably still going to be drinking Starbucks behind closed doors. I don't think they're going to stop. And it's getting to the point where it's like a witch hunt where people are just trying to track down and find anything they can. Oh, somebody's eating McDonald's. You're taking away from the movement. It's like, I don't support Black Lives Matters as an organization, but I support the movement because the organization is very corrupt. They took a lot of people's money. They tried to finagle people, use people's emotions. The overall protest too, like with the destruction of everything, even though I understood the reasoning behind it, it still diluted the message overall. And the same thing could be said for this as well. You don't want your message to be misconstrued because now instead of you saying, well, this is how I feel, you're attacking somebody. You're trying to cancel somebody over something that for them is minimal. You know, for him, no matter how you try to scream and yell at him, the situation for him and for a lot of these idols in this situation is minimal because they're not going to see the product the same way that you all see it outside of Korea. And it is what it is. Is it best really that you all do leave him alone because the energy that you're using to put into attacking him is like, are you all going into the trenches and going overseas to help those people? Are you all actually giving to the organizations to help those people get food? Are you all actually doing whatever you can? Or are you all just online just talking just to talk? Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people love posting black squares. A lot of people like hashtag and stuff. But what are you really doing in your real life to help the situation? Because if you're just saying boycott Starbucks and that's all you're doing, you're not doing a lot. Let's keep it real. There's a lot that you could be doing to be helping those people. Those people are suffering over there. They don't have food. They're literally losing their lives trying to get food.
Spotted, the rush to find their cargo begins. For many, this is the only chance to eat, and it is a frenzy of movement to track down where the parachutes landed. Given the difficulties of directing where it will end up, some lands in the sea, but the water is no barrier. This man says he nearly drowned trying to feed his son, then reflects that they're dying anyway, so what difference would drowning make? It is a desperate way to live, fearing death from airstrikes and now from hunger. As one child runs away with biscuits found in the sea, another despairs.
And you all are attacking a celebrity because they want to drink Starbucks in their home country. You see how this looks a little goofy and clownish? I hope you see. Because meanwhile, those people are still suffering when there are other things that you could do to help those people. I mean, yeah, Jung could cut a check quicker than probably any of the people that are mad at him could. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also below in the Asian pop culture, the link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching this video. Put below how you feel about this. I would love to read your comments. I'll see you in the next video.